Gary, finally! Finally! It's a land, a beautiful, beautiful land. So I want to do the Kai's Onslaught Maul of Skyclave's combo here. I really do. Really, really do. I'm so terrified to commit all of my mana to this because it shows that we don't have another answer, right? We don't have anything else besides the Selfless. But at the same time, you gotta do it. If you got lethal, go for it. Do it. What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and are you ready to dive into a mono-white Embercleave deck? That's right, it's mono-white Embercleave. No joking, no playing, no tricks here, kids. No way, not I. So how are we going to be playing Embercleave on mono-white? Well, it's funny that I just mentioned the tricks, because we're actually going to be playing Kai's Onslaught. 3 mana instant speed, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains double strike until end of turn, which, as you may have guessed it by now, that is the exact same thing that Embercleave gives your creatures. The only downside is it only lasts for a single turn. However, with Embercleave, for the large majority, that's all you are really looking for. It also doesn't give your creature trample. However, I do have a way to solve that if you're interested. Anyways, let's stick through the... Anyways, diving into the rest of the deck tech breakdown. Kai's Onslaught, obviously a great card. Target creature gets +1/+1, gains double strike, and you can end up paying, whatever, doing this down for 1 single mana, which is obviously really, really cool. Now, the way that I mentioned trample earlier is we also have a Runeforge champion. Now, I've opted to not go for trample, but go for flight, as, well, it's just the one that I prefer. Calm down! You can take trample if you want to, you can take flight, you can take haste. Pull it out, it costs 1 mana to throw down. Kai's Onslaught costs 1 mana to throw down, which means you're getting to send a creature into the sky and give them +1/+1 and double strike, all for the, 2 mana cost. So speaking of runes, we also have Rune of Sustenance in our deck, and this gives our creatures life gain, which means we have a better ability of swinging in and trading out with the foe and then not worrying about them cracking back and dealing damage, right? Especially since we have Seasoned Hollowblade in the deck, which is really hard for the opponent to remove. It is the perfect target for Rune of Sustenance. You just build it up with Luminarch, slap a rune on it, and you have a life gaining machine that almost never dies. Of course, they can exile it, but that stuff kind of happens sometimes. Anyways, we also have a Heliod in the deck for the times when you are gaining life. Also, Heliod can give your creatures life gain, so if you're in a bind or a pickle, that's nice. And of course, giving your creatures +1/+1 double strike and life gain means that you should be able to stick around in most matches for a decent amount of time. Be it aggro or control, you should be fine. We also have 2 copies of Maul to help build up your smaller creatures and send them into the sky. Now, we do have Fearless Fledgling, which gets flight all on its own, of course, just by us playing a land, and it gets bigger with that land play as well, which makes it a great target for Kai's Onslaught. Anyways, a couple other notes about the deck. We have 2 copies of Glorious Protector to try to help you up against those exile situations, because like I said, you can survive most destruction abilities. Extinction Event, that hurts. Shadow's Verdict, that hurts. So all this kind of stuff, you want to try to have a Glorious Protector readily available so you can slap it down, pick up all your non-angels. This card will die or get exiled or whatever, and then everything else will be able to come back. Sure, they're going to lose their counters, but I mean, it's better than losing your creatures, let's be real, right? Anyways, aside from that, we have 2 copies of Emeria's Call, and then just, a few lands. And I say a few, we have 22, because of course you don't want to be playing maximum number of lands when the curve is this low. We have a 2.5 average curve, which means this is going to be, for the most part, an aggro deck. Anyways, that's going to do it for the mono-white Embercleave. Hope you enjoyed the deck tech breakdown, and without further ado, let's dive into this madness, shall we? Alrighty, DG Endoplastic. Coming to get the classic beatdown. What? This is a pretty good hand, though, I will admit. Decent, at least, decent. I don't see the Kai's Onslaught, but that's fine. We can build up with our creatures to start out with anyways. Opponent playing Sultai. Good old Yorion. Boreon. Well, if I have to offer a creature up, I'd rather offer the Luminarch. So I think on the next turn, we'll play the Fearless, have 1 mana available for fight as 1. Also, this will allow us to have a human and a non-human down, theoretically, if Luminarch can live. Come on, baby, just live for me. I'm sure she can. She's a strong woman. She's gonna carry me on her back. Psych! Ivana's bringing out the Binding of the Old Gods. As per the classic Sultai, if they didn't have Binding the Old Gods on turn 4, well, it just wouldn't be normal Magic. Or what was that, turn 3? Turn 3, turn 4, tomato, right? Anyways, expect the ultimatum sooner rather than later. They are already at 5 mana here with that Triome entering. Finding an Onslaught would be certainly nice, so they're at 6 now. They're playing a Chariot. Swing low, sweet Chariot. There's another Fight as 1, so I could go Luminarch and just have 2 copies of Fight as 1 as well. I don't want to not have a copy of Fight as 1 available, so Probably just going to go Luminarch, play the land down, have Fight as One available. Sounds good enough to me. This will, of course, allow our Fearless to go up to a grand total. We are going to go ahead and throw this down as blue mana since I haven't seen the Dwarf yet. Yeah, no, I don't think I can attack here because they're going to have that Chariot come online, and I really don't want them, you know, creating a whole lot of copies of stuff. So, opponent's showing 6 mana, which means if they drop one this turn, they could have Ultimatum just straight out the hand. It's tap lands. Let's go. I probably will double block since we have the Fight as One. It protects both creatures, so why the heck not, man? Why the heck not? Here comes the removal on the Fearless. Can't be a Heartless Act, though, so that's nice. Depending on what it is, we might... Oh, it is... It is just a Heartless Act. We can still use Fight as One, so that's fine. And this still takes out the Chariot. Oh, you first, then you. Hopefully they don't have any counter magic. Oh, they didn't. Fantastic. So that still worked out in our favor, even with the Heartless Act. The Heartless Act, of course, slowing the Fearless Fledgling's ability to just pounce on them, but that's alright. I haven't seen a Yorion not do that much since I don't know when, actually. Skyclave Apparition. We can take out their Tangled Florahedron, which is really just more mana for them. I can also put Rune of Sustenance on something. I think we are going to play Amiria's Call down tapped. And of course, I want to make sure that I have 1 mana available for the Fight as One. So do I worry about Skyclave knowing that they could have some bigger stuff? Of course, we can't take Yorion with it, but if they get down into their Chariot, we could take that. I think I'm going to go for Rune on the Fearless, go for the life gain, hit another land. Well, we can play this instead of bolting that down, so that's good, right? I think we do get in here. Since we have the life gain and all that stuff, we'll be fine, right? Right. So we'll say Skyclave for a better day, because Tangled Florahedron, when they already have a crap ton of mana, it's like, okay, well, I mean... Either you have enough or you don't. It's not really an in-between. See what I mean? They didn't even use it there. They still have 2 extra. Anyways, let's resolve this. They're going to go grab an Ulrun's Epiphany, a Vorinclex, and what was the other card they always grab? Like a Kiora Best of Sea Gods or something? I still don't think I can give them Kiora Best of Sea Gods, right? Like, that is lethal. Oh, crap. I selected the wrong one. We would, of course, throw down Skyclave and Luminarch. Maybe use Fight as One to try and protect them. But I don't think that's going to pan out so well for us. So we'll just say GG and we'll pass it along. Sell Alex. Or is that? Sell Alex? I don't know. Don't try to sell your friends. 1, that's illegal. 2, they probably don't appreciate it. We're going to keep this hand. Mostly because I got the Embercleave. Yeah, I think we should focus on getting Season down, getting in some early damage, then maybe Onslaught thereafter. Fight as One only going to be able to protect 1 of them, which again, why I don't mind holding off on the Luminarch. We might even discard Luminarch, honestly. What they want to do, how they want to play this whole charades. We may have to bolt down that Amiria's Call. If I don't hit a land here, I probably will go to Bolting Kit. Storm. Okay, so it's a Knights deck. Haven't seen one of these in, well, you know, a while, honestly. So we didn't find a land, but we did find a Rune of Sustenance, which can give our creature life gain, which is really good on a Seasoned Hollowblade. Don't get me wrong, because, you know, swing in, gain life, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I know what I said, but listen to what I'm saying. We're going to throw down Luminarch and just keep Fight as One. I feel like if they are the type to have the removal, they'll only have 1 copy, and that 1 copy should most obviously go to... we gotta swing in here. That 1 copy should most obviously go to the Luminarch Aspirant, right? In which case we'll use Fight as One and protect the Luminarch Aspirant. So, Rune of Sustenance being drawn out from the foe's Stormfist. I was really looking for a land, but you know, maybe we'll hit a land on the next turn, and all will be swell. Heartless Act, they're doing it. They are doing it. They're falling for the bait. So we resolve this. They can swing in with Stormfist, but they can't swing in with Foulmire. Foulmire? Is that right? Foulmire? It's got to be Mire, because it has to be I, right? Because there's an R-E. Anyhoosers, we're going to let this go on through, mostly because we can't afford to not, really. Rimrock Knight, hey, you buffed that Stormfist. On the next turn, they're most probably going to block our Seasoned Hollowblade, so we should be prepared. Another Fight as One. You know, it's not a land, but it makes me really happy. So I actually want to play the Rune of Sustenance down here onto the Season, so we can gain life back. We also get to draw a card. Not a land, but it is a Selfless Savior. Happy about that, because it means on the next turn we can get down Selfless, have Fight as One, protect 2 things instead of just 1. Also, we're going to gain 5 life here, so that's always lovely. Go, season, go. What are we going to discard? I guess we could discard a rune since we already have one down on the most important creature. They're going to let the damage go through. We're taking the opponent down to 10, and we're going back up to a lovely 17. Alright, so we're drawing another card here. It's a Maul. Maul's not bad. It could send our season into the sky. Also, put him up to 8 damage, which is almost enough for lethal. If we could draw a land, you know, have fight as 1 mana, we would have lethal, almost assuredly, but we'll see, we'll see. Rimrock Knight coming down for the foe. Again, none of this is too big of a deal. I really just want to find one more land. One more grand old land. No, Heliod, what are you doing, you clown? You're supposed to be a land. Well... shucks. Alright. So Maul's not going to work because we can't use fight as 1. Don't have a way to send season into the sky except for the Maul quite yet. I'm going to foretell this maybe? But I'm definitely swinging it with seasoned and I have the fight as 1. Alright, well let's do this first and foremost, right? Because we're not playing the Maul this turn. I don't believe we're playing Heliod. So, swing a Rooski. If they make us discard, again, we'll probably discard just the rune. Because we already have one, and we could always pull it back out of our graveyard later with the Runeforged Champion. So, that is the most pliable card, if that works in that scenario. Any Hoosers taking out their Stormfist, meaning we're not going to get all that extra card draw anymore, but that's alright. Going back to 22 life, also taking out their card draw, so that's really good. I'm going to go ahead and foretell this card over. And keep up fight as 1 mana, I think. I want to get down the Selfless Savior, but I'm not quite in the position. I really need 4 mana. I mean, we're making it work, don't get me wrong. We're doing the good stuff, fighting the hard fight. Please stop trying. Honestly, though, is it worth protecting my Luminarch? Yeah, it's got to be, right? It's got to be worth it. Because we can still protect the season. Like... the thing is, if they're going to exile my creatures, they're going to exile my creatures. You know, there's not much I can do about that. So, swinging in with Rimrock Knight, we just take this one on the chin. But, you know, we're fine. We're at 22 life because Season has been gaining his life all the live-long day. So, that's fantastic. We're really just worried about something like an Embercleave from the opponent. But even that, you know, not too scary. Finally! Finally! It's a land. A beautiful, beautiful land. Alright, so I want to do the Kai's Onslaught Maul of the Skyclaves combo here. I really do. Really, really do. Do we just go for it? I don't have any protection for the season, so if they do try and destroy it... Can I stop pulling that card up? Tell you what, we're going to play a little bit slow. Just one more turn. I know, we finally hit the land. This means we can get down to Selfless. Of course, they may not resolve it, right? They may go ahead and try and take out whatever they had plans on taking out, in which case we could know how assured our victory could have been. Of course, still giving Maul to the season, you know. If Luminarch can live, that is still lethal. I'm so terrified to commit all of my mana to this because it shows that we don't have another answer, right? We don't have anything else besides the Selfless. But at the same time, you gotta do it. If you got lethal, go for it. Do it. Unless, of course, it's against a Soldad deck, because they always have the answer. Mark my words. Always, always. So even if they try to remove Seasoned here, yeah, I was about to say, I think we'll be fine because we have the Selfless. So picking up a victory, doing what we came here to do, playing the... That was actually going to be the turn where we did the double strike, the Embercleave combo in mono white. So super happy about that.